So this is Nir Galim, Gan Eden for me.
It really is like a Gan Eden. It's
Yes.
very beautiful.
And we're leaving now the synagogue. We're leaving the houses of our parents, and we are going into the house of testimony built 1990. And we are going to feel something now. So I'll just close the door. And please join me here. I suggest that you stand here. Yes. And I'm closing the door.
Lili.
I'm putting off the lights. It's so easy to turn from the light of outside to the darkness of the inside. I mean, I did it deliberately in front of your eyes. 3 lights off, 1 door closed, and the atmosphere changes. And here we are going to talk about the small light which dispels a lot of darkness. Because the motto of our house of testimony is Jews saving Jews. What lights can you talk about when you talk about hopes in that area, in that period of time? What could bring you hope? Thinking of Eretz Israel, thinking maybe you'll survive, a piece of bread, neighbors, good neighbors. A little light in the darkness was also this. The lights are in models of synagogues. These synagogues are made of wood, but wood is not enough to say. It's made of sticks, of mostly of matches, used matches. Here, here. Walls are made of matches, glued to each other. This roof of the Altneuschel synagogue in Prague is covered by leaves of the lulav, dried leaves of the lulav. And the small towers here are made of sharpened pencils. You can see it more. Here you see it very clearly. Here you see pieces of straw put one by the other. And it all started when Hanan Weissman, a Holocaust survivor who lived here in Givatayim, here in Israel, wanted to surprise his 70-year-old wife for her birthday, and he made her synagogue. He got hold of a photo of her synagogue. She was born in Wadowice, Poland, And he got hold of a picture of her synagogue before the Holocaust. And he made it for her. It's the other angle, but it's this. Why did he make her a synagogue? They are not religious anymore. None of their community is religious. They're fighting with God. They have complaints. They're arguing with him. So why a synagogue? If he wanted to surprise his wife, he could make her class, her parents' living room at home, but he made her a synagogue. And their friends, also Holocaust survivors, came to him and said, Hanan, please make our synagogue too. Because we remember our father standing next to the Aron Kodesh, we remember our mother throwing candies, please. And he closes his dry cleaning store in Givatayim and looks for pictures, photos of their synagogues before the Holocaust. He goes into archives and wherever he could get hold of pictures. And he gets this picture of the Beit Knesset of Balashad Yarmut before, and he makes it for his friend. Matches,
Pencils.
sharpened pencils, pieces of straw. And he finds this Altneu Schulpragen and makes it. And he finds the photo of the Mishkolts, one of two synagogues, and make them, etc., etc.
This is the main one in Berlin.
And the right. This
The main
is
synagogue.
Yonah Taub's synagogue, there. And this is my father's synagogue, in Nir Galim. I can't speak Hungarian because my father speaks Hungarian. My mother was born in Jerusalem, so they didn't speak Hungarian at home. Now, my father told us what's happened in this Nir Galim synagogue. Well, they weren't really davening in this synagogue. This is the Orthodox one, of course. They were davening next to it in a small shul, and there was also his cheder. Remembering that my father's name is Dugo, and remembering that he used to run away from cheder whenever he could, the story just suits him. And this is what he says. Early morning, his mother wakes him up to go to cheder, and he doesn't want to get up. He's 5 years
5 o'clock
old.
in the morning.
5 o'clock, and he is 5 or 6 years old. And he doesn't want to get up, and his mother says, get up, your father is drafted, he is in the Ukraine with other Jews there, drafted to the Hungarian army, and you are in bed? Go get up, go to your cheder. And he says to himself, it's not fair. My father was taken, my friends' fathers were taken too. Why didn't they take the Melamed, the teacher? And he gets up and he leaves home at around 5:30 with a little meal for the day, for the 10 o'clock meal. What does a Jewish boy takes for a meal? He takes two slices of bread with some paste and onion and goose fat or something. And when he leaves home, the first thing he does is eat it. He always says, food that I got, I always finished at the right, on the spot. So when we are trying to realize who survives, maybe this is one of the reasons, and maybe it's not. So he goes on to school, and then the cheder starts from 6 to 8, and at 8 they move to the Jewish school for another day of learning, and then come back to the cheder. there in the Cheder, he meets the Melamed, the teacher again, and he can't stand him because he is a Melamed, he is a teacher. And this morning, which I'm talking about, he decides to ignore the Melamed and to make a little show. So he's not going to rehearse the words of the Talmud, but he's going to make a song. And he's saying this with the grobe finger working and with his eyes closed. And this is what he's saying. Die Mama hat gekocht a paprika. My mother has prepared a soup of something, of paprikash, of a turkey, and he's so busy doing this that he doesn't realize that the Melamed, the teacher, is already next to him. Was hat die Mama gekocht? What has your mother prepared? Now, when this happens at school today, the pupils are happy that something is interrupting the lesson. But then, the children, his friends, are stuck to the walls with fear. The Melamed goes to the door and locks it. And then he takes out a stick.
Oy.
So my father runs and the Melamed follows him and it chases him until my father realizes that this is not going to end well. And he jumps from the second floor of the Cheder, which is here. He jumps and runs to the stairs of the synagogue.
Wow.
And there, as he tells us, there he stands on these stairs of the synagogue, looking at the Melamed there in the window, and the Melamed screams, "You know, whoever doesn't learn the Torah ends in hell."
Oy.
And my father, next week going with his grandson to Poland for the 40th time, tells, we all went to the same hell. The Melamed, poor thing, with his wife and children, me with my brothers and sisters and parents, and I came back from hell, and they all stayed there. So this is the story of the Nir Galim Beit Haedut Orthodox stairs.
Amazing. Wow. Sure.
Two synagogues were in Mishkot, and only one of them is still there today. Who demolished the other one?
So where is this?
The one we're watching does not exist anymore.
But which country?
Mishkot, Hungary.
Hungary, okay.
We're moving to the Hungarian subject.
Right, okay.
So this is not there anymore. Who demolished it? Germans? No, Hungarians. And this brings us to the Hungarian Nazi topic. Yes. We've been there in Dugo's shul a few years ago.
It still exists?
Yes. It's redecorated, and the areas which belong to the Jews were sold, and with the money they made it a little better. And each country in Europe today loves Jews who come. It's a tourism.
Profit.
It's a good profit.
Is it in Budapest?
No, it's in Nir Galim Beit Haedut. It's 280 kilometers from Budapest. It's the countryside.
And both shuls still survive. The small one as well.
This one?
Yeah,
Yes,
the Cheder.
we've been there too. The Cheder, yes.
And what is it used today? It's
It's the office. It's the Jewish office there, but there are no
but it's
Jews
been
around.
returned. It's
Yes.
returned to the Jewish community.
Yes, but
There's no minyan.
when we entered, we saw the walls and everything was redecorated and painted and beautiful, but there were candies on the floor. So candies on the floor means that there was a Jewish celebration, a bar mitzvah or something, but this is the whole thing, because there were candies and there were not children. Had there been children, there wouldn't have been any
There would be
candies.
international.
And this is
Wow.
the lesson. This is the lesson. I mean, these synagogues are alive only a few times when Jews come in and when our children go dance there and when we make the walls tremble with songs from Israel, Jewish songs, from clicks of cameras. But the moment we leave,
Silent.
they're silent. So if you want to see the beautiful communities before the Holocaust, go to the cemeteries. The tombs tell stories. If you want to see destruction, go to the synagogues.
It's very powerful, no?
זהבה,
Very true.
איך נדע שההורים שלך הגיעו או לא? יש לך טלפון?
In Zahava, the coach, we need to,
Oh, this carriage.
תסגרי איתך.
This carriage has a few words on it which tell the story. This carriage was used as a funeral carriage. I mean, it's not for Lady D to wave to the citizens. It's for the people who lie here, and it's written Tzedek lefanav. It should have been Yehalech. Some words are a little peculiar in Hebrew, and so we realized that this very authentic carriage was renovated by somebody who didn't know the difference between a bet, a kaf, a taf, a chet, and so some words here don't belong to the right text. However, this was to create a very respectful funeral and to bring Mr. Deutsch or Mr. Schwarz before the Holocaust in Hungary to the graveyard. It was very.
and here's a picture,
Yes. It was.
some of
Oh,
them.
this is in America. The same sort of funeral,
Yeah.
only white. Of course, this was carried by horses. And when Mr. Deutsch or Schwarz passed away, he didn't know that his children will be those who carry
carrying.
the carriage of corpses in a few years. There's a whole museum of carriages like this, funeral carriages, in Matisalka, I think, and this is one of them. We bought it from a goy in Hungary.
In Hungary, wow.
Yes.
It's incredible.
And so we are going to enter our the subject of a little light dispels a lot of darkness. And we're moving back to Budapest, 1944. There was a glass house there, which was a glass factory owned by Arthur Weiss, a Jewish businessman in Budapest. And during the 5 years of Holocaust, from 1939 to 1944, Jews who survived tried to escape to Budapest because Hungary had a treaty with Germany, and so Jews in Hungary thought it would not come to us. Now, the young Zionist movements, Jewish movements in Budapest knew what to do. They identified refugees from a mass grave, from everywhere who came, and they knew in the morning what they would need. They would need somewhere, a shelter, they would need food, some drinks, and most of all, papers. And so the young Zionistic Jewish movements in Budapest forged papers, and they gave each Jew who came at night a forged paper which makes him a legitimate Hungarian who lives in Budapest. And because Hungary has a treaty, people in Budapest, around 200 Jews in Budapest itself think they'll get over it. But 1944 March, Eichmann enters Budapest. And in a moment, their life is in risk too. Some of them flee, escape. Most of them remain in Budapest and forge papers, now turning Jews, Hungarian Jews, into Swedish or Swiss citizens of Budapest, trying to create a diplomatic immunity. And then Arthur Weiss, owner of this glass factory, says, no business is available anymore. Take my factory. There's a lot of room in it, many offices. Just go in so that you have a lot of space and you can stamp more and more Schutzpasses, more and more life-saving papers with the right stamp of Switzerland. 70 protected houses were in Budapest, and from them, the biggest of them all, Shayu Deutsch. He is Aviad's grandfather. Hello, Shayu? בסדר, תודה. תודה, shayu. אני אבוא. להתראות, תודה רבה. I thought it was something else. 70 protected houses were in Budapest. The biggest of all was the glass house. It was a glass factory, and almost 3,000 Jews found shelter in it with forged papers as if they were Swiss citizens on the Swiss island in a hostile Nazi-Hungarian land. This is how it looks to this very day, only not that sparkling. The right address is here, written here. Maybe you should stay here because I'm telling something about it.
זה מעניין, השם של הרחוב, זה דבר נוראי. את צריכה משהו מדהים.
The address is in Budapest, Vadas Utca. Utca means street. Vadas, it's very sarcastic. I asked my father what is the meaning of Vadas in Hungarian, and he said, the hunter.
Hunter?
So,
unbelievable.
So, and in number 29, this thing stands till this very day. And you see here all kinds of glass, all kinds of ornaments of glass. And the street is not very wide, it's quite narrow. And Karl Lutz, who was the vice consul, the Swiss vice consul in Budapest, he leaves the consulate unlocked, and the young people, the Jewish Zionistic movements, come in the afternoon and just open the drawers and take the stamps and stamp more and more Schutzpasses to save more people. I don't see, oh, okay. And he is probably the one who crossed to the other side, climbed to the second floor of this house, which is opposite the glass house, opened the window and shouted, Jido! Or something, because this is how the moment was taken, was kept. People,
You can see people are looking
are
up.
just looking at this side. Karl Lutz's daughter was here. After the Holocaust, after the whole thing he married her Jewish mother, who was there in the glass house, and raised her child, and she calls herself, I'm the daughter of Karl Lutz, the Jewish daughter of Karl Lutz. And she was here. She's a good friend of the house. And she told us it was her father who just climbed and took the picture. From this picture, we learn a lot. First of all, we see, I recognize him by the mustache, we see Arthur Zweig's father, who gave permission in. And we see the whole crowd, everybody is cramming, and the congestion got worse every time. And people are looking. And here we see a very typical woman with this hair cover. With time, we saw such people, such women in the old city of Jerusalem. And of course, this guy here, who never thought anything would happen. But I'm just a last sentence, and never had anybody come and said, oh, this is my grandpa, this is my grandpa's father, my grandpa's mother, my grandpa's parents, whatever. No one ever realized, identified any of these people. That's it. And now we accept her. First thing you want to do is do what just Dov is doing, and open the Aron Kodesh and look for the Torahs. But of course, it's only the doors, and the synagogue is in Matisalka, Hungary, and I don't think it exists anymore, or it's a barn or something, but the doors of Aron Kodesh are here with us.
This is the original.
The original, renovated, and of course it was much, much higher. There were stairs for the Kohanim, for Birkat Kohanim, and we once had a visitor before my time, and he just stood here, just like Dov is standing, and was shedding tears, and we brought him some water and a chair, and he said, no, let me cry. This is my synagogue, and I remember my father here. This is my synagogue. So everything is real, and everything is touching.
And the Sefer Torah?
And the Sefer Torah here was brought to Eretz Israel in the Mandate time by a Jew. Yitzhak Herbert Cohen was a 16-year-old boy in Germany, and at the night of the glass
Crystal night.
At the Crystal night, the Kristallnacht, he was taken with his father to one of the camps in Germany, and then was liberated only if he takes one suitcase and leaves Germany in 24 hours, which is what he did. What did he put in his suitcase? He came home, and his mother told him that not far away there is a barn full, a storehouse full of Sifrei Torah, which were gathered from all shuls around when shuls were set on fire. And he took a small burnt one from his synagogue and a bike to the other town during winter at night for a few hours, and came there to the barn, to the storehouse, and entered, and there was a big pile of these Sifrei Torah, and he climbed it and took the biggest of all, which is this. He took it from its Etz Chaim and took only the papers, the
parchment scroll.
Thank you. And instead he put the small burnt one, which is brought from home, because the Germans were counting everything and it has to be the same number. And he took this scroll and came back under his cloak, and this is what he brought in his suitcase when he left Germany after in 1938. His daughter gave it to us.
Wow.
Yad Vashem were asked to store this Sefer Torah, and they said only in our cellars because we don't have a place to put it, and this is why it's here.
It's a very good place to be. Wow.
And a very similar story is with this Sefer Torah, which was brought from Balashad Yarmuk, a synagogue we met before, and this is my son. He came in for the car. בוא, תגיד שלום.
איזה משפחה.
אייזן, אליעזר.
נעים מאוד.
Nice to meet you, נעים מאוד.
היי.
נעים מאוד.
10th grandchild of my parents.
וואו.
יאללה ביי.
יפה מאוד.
אתה צריך...
איזה סבא?
הסבא שלך היה פה.
כן,
אין מילים.
סבא וסבתא היו פה עכשיו.
כן.
הם חזרו.
כן, הם חזרו במיוחד.
He's getting married in 2 months.
מזל טוב, מזל טוב. מזל טוב. מזל טוב.
יאללה ביי.
So this is the synagogue.
I recognized. I thought it's something. Was it this your father's synagogue?
No, this is not...
It wasn't where your father
no,
was on the steps.
No, and this one has this vitrage
Yes.
in the
front. I think it's the second synagogue.
right. It is.
Yeah.
It is, and we have there. It has never been renovated or reconstructed. No, it just remained in his ruins. And this was this picture was made by people in Australia who, from their memory, they just pulled out the memory and he made it.
Beautiful. Wow. From memory.
It is also made in wood, if you can take it out. Also made in wood. And he's saying, I made this in memory of my Kehila, my family, the Federers from Balashad Yarmuk, Hungary. And this is a synagogue, and this is what he remembers. Moshe Federer, that's his name, yes.
Wow. And the Sefer Torah, how did it come
And
to you?
the Sefer Torah was taken from other people, by the Kohens, by Moshe Cohen, who was from Balashad Yarmuk, and he took it with him to Eretz Israel. These two Sifrei Torah were used in Shabbatot, but when the letters started to fly, as we say, when the Sefer Torah is too old to be written again or to be corrected, then they were put to be presented and not to be used in synagogue anymore.
And preserved. It's
Preserved, right.
And for everyone to see.
We have many other things here, like this accordion. Which belonged to Max Kupstein, a boy from Germany, who with other children were taken on the Kindertransport, 1938, from Germany to England to save them. And he wanted to take his accordion with him, but his parents said, we'll follow you and bring it to you. They did not come, but their neighbors came to England and they gave him this accordion. And the woman who works in our archives was looking for the accordion for many years. In her lectures, she used to say that she's looking for it until someday, somewhere, a man said, I know it because I'm Max Kupstein's son. And my father threw it away, but I took it. And I have it, and here it is.
Wow.
מדהים.
And here's the picture.
סיפורים, סיפורים.
What a story.
These buttons belong to the son of the headmaster in Munkach Gymnasium. Munkach had a school, a high school called Gymnasia, and everything was taught in Hebrew. It was the Hebrew Gymnasia, and it was such a good school that a Gentile wanted his son to learn in the Jewish Gymnasia, and he was accepted as a pupil. And when the time came, this Gentile family saved the son, Amos Rubin, son of chief of the Gymnasia, of the chief administrator, and he saved him by giving him a place to hide. In hiding, he used to play with buttons. This is one group, the other one with the paper is the other group, and they're fighting, soldiers and soldiers all together, as children used to do in hiding places.
Like chess.
Eliyahu Rubin, manager of this gymnasia, wrote a physics book in Hebrew. Because in Munkach, they were very Zionistic, and they learned in Hebrew and talked Hebrew.
And where's Munkach?
Munkach is, how can I say, Slovakia, Czechoslovakia. No,
אבל
it's not
גם חסידים, זה very ultra orthodox.
It was Hungarian area. לא, זה לא...
יש את חסידי מונקאץ'.
איך קוראים להם? זה the big Hungary, אבל זה לא נקרא.
זה שייך לאוסטרו-הונגריה אימפריה.
הונגריה הגדולה.
Hungarian speaking area.
נכון. Okay, yes.
בצפת יש להם...
Unbelievable, what a story.
It was part of Hungary.
האימפריה.
Part of the empire.
אבל איך קוראים להרים האלה?
Carpathian.
נכון, תודה.
In the Carpathians.
הכל שכחתי.
And Zahava, this is the most amazing Magande.
Okay,
What we
yes.
have here.
These were made by Dvora Zimmer, who lives in Ashdod. She's alive, and she's a survivor. And she made all these. And things that I want to talk about is this little bag for tefillin. It has 3 letters. What are the 3 letters here? You see, it's Aleph Dalet Lamed, which is Avraham David Leitner. And that's my father. When 1990 was his first, maybe 2 years earlier, his first journey to Poland from his own will, not to mention the time he was compelled to go there.
Yeah.
And when he was first in Auschwitz-Birkenau, it took him some time. He didn't go to the crematoriums at first. It took him some years to go with students, and only at the 5th journey to Poland did he have the courage to go to the place where he was almost dead. And he took a stone out of there, and he said he took the stone from crematorium number 2, and he said, if stones could talk, I could have talked to my mother. He put the stone in his coat, of course.
Smuggled.
He smuggled. Only then it wasn't smuggling. It was as if, it's his. This is what he thought. Today, it's a terrible crime, and the news all about it. But then, in 1990, it was possible. And he put it in his bag of tefillin and brought it home. And for years, it was in my parents' cupboard, and I didn't know. He couldn't do anything with it, but he couldn't give it away. And with time, he gave it to this house of testimony, and it's here. And this is a stone.
Wow. This is the stone.
This is a real stone from the crematorium.
And the shoes?
The shoes are also a story. These are from Majdanek. And at first, when journeys began, each each group of guests in Majdanek in Poland had to add a Polish guide with them, so that the Israelis don't talk by themselves but listen to the right to the right history. And so the Polish said that the Polish guide said that these are shoes of Russian prisoners. Of course, Majdanek was indeed a Russian prison. A prison. Russian prisoners were also in Majdanek. But when my father heard this, he burst out and he said, "Give it to me. Is this the length, the size of an adult or a child? How can you say this?"
Yeah.
So it was one of his first takrit, his
Incident.
first incident with them. He asked the boys there to give him a hand, and he declined them. He was 30 years younger, and he took a pair of shoes from there, and again put it in his coat, and after years gave it to the house of testimony.
Amazing. Everything has such significance.
איך אבא שלך אמר? רק משוגע עושה כאלה דברים.
נכון, הוא משוגע.
You know, we asked your Abba,
These
is
are
it,
the
is
knives
it
and
hard?
forces they use.
Is it hard to go back to
course, we
Auschwitz-Birkenau?
asked him all the
And
time.
he says no. He said to bring youngsters and to say Am Yisrael Chai, it's the most amazing thing to hear from a survivor. That he says it's the opposite.
For a few years going there, he used to be in front of the lines at Chotei Tail,
And the wire.
at the wires,
The barbed
and
wire.
he used to tell them, "Okay, now we go down the
Underneath.
wire, underneath," and they used to fill their mouth and everything with sand and go to the other side, all of them, let's say 100 students, and then they realized that there is an open gate, but he wanted them
To feel it.
to feel it, and they felt it.
Wow.
Now the spoons and forks are the proof that they didn't know where they were going.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They took things for the
Everyday use.
for the future. I mean, they were moved to the east.
That they
work.
believed in the
They
lie.
moved to work.
They
To
believed
work.
in the lie.
Yes,
They
this is
thought
what
they were transferred.
In fact,
This is how it worked.
you're right. In
Yes.
fact, when we went there, we saw in a room with all the dishes, Pesach dishes. With Pesach, people thought they're going to go and
Because they
celebrate
thought
Pesach.
they were being
Yeah.
transferred.
And this is the big secret, secret of the Germans.
Yeah.
The lie. They were
The deceit.
The deceit, right? This is how it worked. Because
That's
children
how they-
ask, "Why did they go there?"
Yeah,
They didn't know, and they were promised that everything would be okay.
yeah.
And they got letters, they got postcards.
All
I'm
fake.
here, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deceit which worked. What it
below.
is, this I don't really know what it is. It's pieces of shoes.
And this is what she's
Yes.
שיביא את
Caracas,
דרום אפריקה.
Venezuela. Yes.
שיביא בדרום אפריקה את החבר'ה. היהודים. שזה מתקשר. בתפוצות.
Yes, the family is Gewirtz, and their donation enabled this house to be established.
Wow.
Caracas, Venezuela.
Today, Venezuela's the currency's worth nothing. It's just amazing. This is so special. Sure. Jeez. Lizkor v'lo lishkoach.
Right,
To remember and not forget.
right. And Dvorah Zimmer made her village. She was born in Poland, 1933, and her village, Kornitz, was burned by the Nazis, 1941, and she made her village from clay. And of course, the question is, who are these people standing here with their hands? Who are they? Are they the Poles, their neighbors, who let them fire everything. The only thing they had to do was start the well and take the water out and just
extinguish the fire.
right. Or could it be the Jews in Israel, in the land of Israel, though we didn't have a state then, but we had a land? Could it be the Jews in the land of Israel who do not help, who do not come to help, who don't know what we're going through?
It's very significant.
Yes, oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
And of course, we are very close to Yom Kippurim. And she also made this. And we said in Tfilat Yom Kippurim, we say, Ki hine kachomer beyad hayotzer. People were doing whatever they wanted with us. They made a dough of us, they put us in ovens. ברצותו חוגג וברצותו ממוגג.
Wow.
This was made in 1988.
And here she has.
And we have to go into this.
And this.
Oh, and this. Okay. This is the welcome, the first thing you see. 1938, the burning of the books in Berlin. First question which you ask is this real? Children ask, is this real? And I say, of course it's real. It's real because it happened. The burning of the books, 4 months after Hitler gets to power, he puts all the Jewish writings in fire. But is this real? No, nothing has been left.
It was
destroyed. Burned to the end. So this is a saying of a sculptor. And she reacted in clay. She made the books, and then she took some German books, put it on the fire, and put it above it all. This is her saying.
Stefan Zweig was the most famous writer in Germany
Yeah.
till 39. At 38, all his books were burned out. And he made suicide later because he was so disappointed what happened. He called it the world of yesterday, העולם של אתמול. And he was so famous and so honored, and because he was a Jew, they burned all his books.
So there's a saying.
Austrian Jew.
כן, כן, אבל...
Now this was written, Heinrich Heine, a very famous German
Yeah, he said
Jewish poet,
you burn the
said,
books and then
place where you burn books,
you'll end up
also
burning
burn
people. It
Yes.
was Heinrich Heine, yeah.
He said it more than 100 years ago.
1820,
In
yeah.
Spain. He didn't know it would
Yeah.
fulfill.
That's what happened. It happened in Europe when they burnt the Talmud, when they...
So did the burning of the books took place a long time before Kristallnacht, or?
Yes, it was, Kristallnacht was 1938, and the burning of the books was 1933.
When he came to power. Yeah.
4 hours,
Oh, yes.
4
That
months.
already
after-
was the sign of things
Yeah.
to come.
Yes, if you didn't escape on time, you were there. And this is what made the 5th Aliyah to Eretz Israel. We
Yeah.
count Aliyah to Eretz Israel,
Yes,
and this
right.
is the 5th Aliyah, 1933, the 5th Aliyah of very good people, wealthy people, Zionistic people who
Who saw
escaped
this.
Germany and came here and made very good things here.
נראה את הסרט?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
amazing.
this movie we are going to watch is not to be filmed.
Okay.
Only if you want a little part just to invoke interest.
This is about the glass house.
Glass.
Yes,
The
last.
glass
Yes, the
house.
glass house. Yes.
Because there's a copy.
Yeah, no, sure. Yes, it's a little light dispels a great deal of darkness.
Yes. Now the little light here would be the Zionistic Jewish movements in Budapest. That's boys and girls at the age of 16 putting on the uniform of the Nazi Hungarians and looking for Jewish people to save them and to bring them to protected houses. And life in Hungary was okay until then. As my father says, if this cholera hasn't come, we would have still been there. They had Herzl, if they weren't Orthodox. They had all Jewish traditional life. They had friends, they had family, they had weddings, they had bar mitzvahs.
It's true, their life there would have continued.
In the interview with the lady that I interviewed about being on the Kastner train, so she mentions that in Budapest they lived very normal lives.
Right.
Till near the very, very end.
Except for the stones from the goyim on the way to
Yeah.
Chayna.
את יודעת שבסיפור שכתבת על אבא שלך, זה שתיארת את הילדות שלו באריכות, זה היה חכם מאוד. כי זה נתן את הקונטרסט. זאת אומרת, אם זה היה נכנס ישר לשואה, לא היו מקבלים את השוק הזה של הקונטרסט. זה היה מאוד חכם שעשית את זה.
זה היה סיפור הילדות שידעתי
אבל
מאבא.
שהשתלת אותה.
כן, כי קשה לכתוב על השואה, גם ככה צנזרתי שם את הכל.
אבל הספר מספר, אני רוצה להגיד לך, מבחינת העניין, קראתי את זה. הוא מכניס את האנשים כמו מה שהם עושים בג'אנר הזה, לחדר, או מתחיל אותם במעלית, מה קורה? וזה בדיוק גם היו בחדר. במדבר, בסלון, זה לא חשוב. אבל בסך הכל, אם אתה עושה תיאטרון, כמה מחר אתה צריך? לא צריך את הוליווד בשביל זה, בסדר?
אז תדע שזה נכתב בהתחלה כמחזה,
אמרתי,
וקיבלתי עליו פרס של מפעל הפיס, והם אמרו, אם איזשהו תיאטרון יעלה את ההצגה שלך, אז קודם כל את מקבלת מאיתנו 10,000 שקל, ואז נטפל בדרך, אבל אף אחד לא רצה לעשות את זה.
לא רצו לעשות?
וככה זה נשאר.
אם את שואלת אותי, יש לך את זה כתוב כמעט?
ברור, זה מכל הזוויות, בכל השלבים של הכתיבה. Now this is Budapest, and Budapest is there's a river, the Danube, which splits Budapest into Buda and Pest. And this is one of the bridges which connect the two parts of the cities. And you'll see in a minute how German trucks come down the bridge and enter Budapest. And I'm saying enter, not conquer Budapest, because Budapest wasn't conquered. Budapest gave in. Budapest was clapping hands.
Welcoming.
Welcome, welcome. We won't be the last country who still has her Jews in it. And of course it was 1944 and the Germans had no trucks and no means to collect the Jews. And so the Hungarians said, we'll do it. And so the trucks are Hungarian and the trains are Hungarian and the train drivers are Hungarian. Every Hungarian policeman knew where his Jewish families live in the village, and a carriage and a horse just wait for them outside the house. And in the trains, talking Hungarian, the train drivers tell their prisoners, leave here at home, in our homeland, all your jewelry. Leave here your necklaces, your wedding rings, your cup of kiddush, because in a few minutes we're going to give it to the Germans. Isn't it a shame that they'll get the gold?
Wow.
מדהים. זה מדהים. שלטון ההוא זה נראה לי קואופרט with the Nazis.
So please take your seats.
The infrastructure.
And in our show, we try to attract the young people. And so we made them these screens that they can push and things that they love. And sometimes they push it so hard that some of the screens are out of order. However, 3 dilemmas will be put to you, and you'll have to take a decision 3 times. What do you do? For example, a dilemma, first dilemma. Germans are entering Budapest. Should we escape or should we stay? And if we stay, what do we do? Do we hide or do we go out to save other Jews who don't know where to go, who are in danger?
And where do you escape to? That was another problem.
Exactly. Now, we know what happened. Our history is their future. Nevertheless, you're asked to take a decision and to tell yourself what to do. And should we go on and forge more and more shoots passes to save more Jews? Or should we stop because we're endangering ourselves? This is our show. So we already know that we are answering 3 dilemmas, and the results of this of your decisions will be here in two diagrams in percents. And Schutzpass is the name of the forged paper which keeps you alive. And then the Hungarian Nazis are called Arrow Cross. Let's start. Please take your seats.
You can sit down.
May I?
Yeah.
So you're taking the beginning? And
Okay,
that's
just
it.
the beginning, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Imagine you're a Jew living in Hungary towards the end of World War II. Hungary was considered a relatively safe place for Jews. Although it was an ally of Nazi Germany, Hungary refused to send its Jews to the death camps. Now, as Germany retreats on all fronts, the hope of Hungarian Jewry, your hope, is strengthened, and you hope to continue to hold on until the end of the war. Then, one day, on March 19th, 1944, all hopes crumbled.
This is the synagogue of Piotrków. Piotrków was the first city in Poland which was conquered when the Germans came in. And this is the Beit Knesset of Rabbi Lau, who was chief rabbi of Israel.
And his son, David Lau, is the now present chief rabbi.
Yes, Israel Meir Lau. Yeah. This is his Beit Knesset.
And these are just the same, just
Hanan
different.
Weissman, same.
He built these as well,
Yes,
all from Eastern Europe. And then
right.
here's Rabbi Lau's book. And over here,
This is a story which
Okay.
I do not know how to tell, but it connects with the one who made the vitrage in Beit Knesset. He is also from the city of Vats in Hungary, and he found this curtain and renovated it with his cousin, whose name also is Shlomo Herzfeld. There are two Shlomo Herzfeld, and this is how they met each other. They knew each. The name was in two places, and they met after the Holocaust.
Wow. Okay.
Shabbos! Shabbos!